Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So a couple of people have asked me to do this video and so I'm finally getting around to it. And the topic is, can we imagine manifest our own symptoms? And the answer is a huge yes. Like, it still to this day blows my mind how I will read symptoms of something and I will get those symptoms. 100% I will get them. And I'm absolutely baffled by it. I still don't understand how it works. I'm not sure whether it's a somatic thing or whether it's a genuine, the brain genuinely sort of tells the body that something is wrong, and that I don't know. I've tried to research the theory behind how this works, and I still haven't really come to any kind of conclusion. But I mean, I've had health anxiety now, 3.5 years, and I can't tell you that all the crazy stories that I have where I've completely manifested my symptoms, and I've just read about them and they've happened, and I just think that is absolutely insane. And it happened to me recently. So my health anxiety is relatively stable at the moment, but I recently had a really dodgy ECG, and something absolutely terrifying came up, which I'm not going to get into because I don't want to trigger anyone. But the A&E doctor said to me, we think there's something wrong with your heart, and what we think it is, it's pretty bad. So I had to wait a while. I had to wait about a couple of weeks, and then I had a Holter monitor done. Now, bearing in mind, I had no symptoms prior to this. I had the ECG purely because I was in minor injuries for a completely unrelated reason, and because my heart rate was high, which it always is because I get like white coat syndrome. They did an ECG, and so bearing in mind, I went in there for a completely different reason, wasn't worried about my heart at all, had no heart symptoms, and then all of a sudden they've told me that there's something pretty serious with your heart that came up on the ECG. So what happened? Well, for 2 weeks then, I had absolutely crushing chest pain. I was getting left arm pain. I was getting the craziest palpitations. I can't tell you, all day long. It was just boom, boom, just constant, like ectopic beats. I was getting dizzy, lightheaded, every heart symptom I had, and it was really intense. Like, I was having palpitations all day long, as soon as they told me that there was something going on with my heart. Anyway, it turns out that essentially my high anxiety had affected the reading of this ECG. I then went to go see an electrophysiologist, had further ECGs, had a Holter monitor, had all this stuff done, and I didn't have the condition that they thought that I had. Well, as soon as I got the results that everything was fine, gone. All of those symptoms absolutely gone, and I haven't had any heart-related symptoms since. Now, that to me is actual insanity. Like, it absolutely baffles me, because I, for 2 weeks, had so many heart-related symptoms because they told me that there was something wrong with my heart. And it works the same way. There's been loads of times where let's just say a couple of months before that. So again, when my health anxiety's been relatively stable, I had a UTI. And so I went, to my pharmacy, and I asked to have some of those sachets that you drink. And, the pharmacy wasn't aware that I have health anxiety. And so she said, we don't really worry about UTIs until, you start to get pain in your side, because then we worry that it's going to spread to your kidneys. Wow, I could just tell my partner, bless him, as soon as he heard that, he was like, oh, for goodness sake, because he knew that I'm going to get pain in my sides. And I went home an hour later, I'm in agony all around my back, my tailbone, my sides, everything was in pain. And I didn't have a kidney infection. I did go back to the GP, and I was like, I'm worried that it spread to my kidneys. I'm having this horrific pain in my sides. No, it wasn't a kidney infection. But because she told me that if it spread to your kidneys, I manifested, imagined. I don't know how it works. I really believe that people with health anxiety, I don't think we're imagining the symptoms. I think the brain convinces itself that that part of the body is wrong, so the pain signals. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to try and sound like I'm all intelligent and the mechanics behind it and whatever, because I'm sure there's somebody that would explain it a lot better. But there's something that happens. It's happened loads of times. I have stories upon stories every time. And it's difficult now because now I'm in a situation where, and I imagine a lot of you are as well, is like, it's hard to trust ourselves. And it's like, okay, is this my anxiety? Have I imagined this symptom? Or actually, is this something that requires my attention and should I really go to the GP? And it's really, really difficult. And I'm still not really sure how to manage that myself, because I know that my mind is bloody powerful. And if I read something, I'll get the symptoms. And I can't tell you the amount of people that I speak to that have read, about motor neuron disease and they start twitching. Lots of people, a loved one has been diagnosed with a brain tumor and they start getting headaches and they convince themselves that they have it too. It's so common to manifest and imagine our symptoms. And, it goes to show that our brains are so powerful, and the connection between the brain and the body is astounding. Which is why I'm trying to go down this route of sort of, how do I explain it? I'm trying to reprogram my brain to think more positively. And I don't say, just think positive in the really cliche way. I mean, like, really trying to rewire my brain, because my brain will always go to the worst case scenario. It will always catastrophize. And because of that, I'm always stuck in this cycle of getting symptoms, worrying about it. You guys have the exact same thing. But I mean, I remember one time, this is going back sort of at the start of my health anxiety, and I'd been in hospital with my little girl, and I remember that the midwife said, just make sure you get up and walk around, because women who have just had babies can be prone to blood clots. Wow. I started to get pain in my left calf, and I was like, this is a bit odd. This was before I was like a chronic kind of Googler, but I Googled my symptoms, and Google was saying, the leg will feel red, it'll be swollen, blah, blah, blah. Well, lo and behold, then, my leg went visibly red. It felt really hot to touch. I called an ambulance, this is back kind of when I was really, really bad. And even the paramedic agreed, he measured both my legs and he was like, yes, one is bigger than the other. I went to hospital, had loads of testing, no blood clot. I had no DVT in my leg. So, I mean, what the hell is that about? It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, I just wanted to answer that question and tell you that absolutely, yes, we can create symptoms, 100%. Like, there's no doubt about it. I know for a fact, I know from personal experience. So I really, really, really would love for you guys to share your own stories down below in the comments, so that when people click on here, they can read my story, but also read sort of everyone else's, because this is such an important topic. It's just the knowledge of not every symptom is a symptom of something horrific, because we know that we can create our own symptoms. So maybe we're magical, who knows? But I definitely want to hear your stories, and thank you so much for listening. Also, if you have any video requests, bear in mind I'll only do videos on things that I've actually experienced. For example, I wouldn't do a video on acid reflux, for example, because I haven't really ever had acid reflux. I'll only kind of do it on things that I can be genuine and authentic about, basically. But yeah, let me know in the comments as well if you have any video requests. If you would like to book a health anxiety talking or coaching session with me, I'll pop the link to my booking system in the description of this video. And find me on Instagram at Sherelle Thinks, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks, bye.